Hey, I'm Zach McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates, and I want to continue our series on understanding home values. And today I want to talk about online home valuations. So raise your hand, maybe on the other side of the camera, if you can think of an online home valuation source. And you might be thinking of Zillow or Redfin. Most real estate companies I'm seeing are starting to have some kind of auto valuation because they want to have the next, maybe Windermere is going to be the Wyndham Estimate, or I don't know. You know, they're going to have some fancy something or other. But the idea is that it's nice to be able to plug in your address and know how much your house is worth, right? I do the same thing, and I'll follow along. I follow Zillow's estimate. And the thing with these is you have to understand they could be 10, 15, 20% high or 10, 15, 20% low. It's not a perfect science. And what an online estimate does is it's going to pull data from recent sales in the areas, kind of like a comparative market analysis, but it's not going to go inside the house. It doesn't know if your kitchen's been updated unless you tell it that, right? It's not going to look at the photos and compare the photos. Maybe they will in the future, but these algorithms are great and they're helpful, and they do help give you a framework and idea, and they are getting better and better and better, but your house is worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. We're going to continue with that theme. And so what you see reflected in a home valuation, most of these auto valuations will have a value range. We talked about that, right? There's a high-end range and there's a low-end range. And they say, you know, we're confident in this range, right? And then they say, and then usually it's the middle number of that range they'll tell you is what your home's worth. So even they're not 100% certain. Just like I said, like, it's funny that an appraiser would tell you an exact number, because even as a professional and a computer will not tell you an exact number, they'll give you a range, because that's actually the honest truth. Your house is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. And so these auto valuations are great, but you have to remember the mantra. Your house is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it, right? And again, pricing a home is more of an art form than it is a science. And as much as computers are great, it's scientific and mathematical. It's not going to have that artistic part. It's going to take into account market conditions, right? But you don't know if you're going to get 10 offers on a house or 0 offers in a month. And the computer can tell you what they think your house is worth, but if somebody else is not willing to pay that, your home value is going to be less. Or you're going to be waiting a really long time for the market to catch up. And the same thing is true if you get 10 offers and you're priced at that auto valuation price, you're probably going to get even more than that auto valuation. And there's been, over the last few years, a lot of homes that maybe on Zillow they're worth 600, but they sell for 800. You're like, what the heck? That valuation was really far off. Well, maybe, but at the same time, the house is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. And maybe there was one person that was willing to pay significantly more than the rest of the pack to get that house because they liked it for whatever reason. So just remember, when you're looking at your home's value online, it's helpful. I even have a little valuation site myself that I pay for, which, you know, pulls county data and recent sales, those kind of things, right? It's all helpful. It's great. I love it because it's quick and easy, and you don't have to work too hard to at least have a general idea. But you have to remember that it's just as likely to be 10, 15, 20% low as it is to be 10, 15, 20% high. So you just have to take it all with a grain of salt. I don't think they're bad, but it's not going to be a science.